The NYPD says the suspect on camera sniffing his fingers sexually assaulted a man on a northbound 1 train early Saturday morning. Officers arresting Mohammad Azeem today.
Mohammad, what happened?
What happened on the train? Huh? What happened on the train?
Got me, G.
Police say Azeem made sexual remarks and demanded money from a 27-year-old passenger. As the train approached the Christopher Street subway station in Greenwich Village, cops say he forced the victim to perform a lewd act.
Why were you sniffing your fingers?
The arrest taking place while Governor Kathy Hochul announced $68 billion over the next 5 years for the New York City subway system.
I don't want anyone to feel that sense of anxiety. That's what I've been fighting.
The governor confirmed a new plan expanding involuntary removal of those deemed mentally ill and a danger to themselves and others. The homeless also part of the plan.
We're going to put in some welcome centers, let people have a place to go to, get warmed up, take care of them, and then be persuasive in saying, now, we have a better option for you.
The newly approved state budget includes $77 million for 300 officers on overnight trains and 750 officers on platforms and in stations. The governor says the surge of cops underground is reducing crime and riders are noticing.
I feel it's safe. However, there are some times where you see someone acting not right.
The MTA touting cameras that led to an arrest at last week's deadly stabbing at the City Hall subway station. A camera also helping police track down Azeem, who continued to speak to reporters as he was led away in handcuffs.
We're not dead.
Azeem is charged with rape, sex abuse, and forcible touching. Police say the victim was taken to the hospital after that attack. In Greenwich Village, Chris Jose, News 4 New York.
Imagine being a victim of a crime. Imagine being a victim of a crime and knowing deep down inside of you that that crime may very well have been the result of you voting for politicians that ran on soft on crime policies. Imagine knowing that your vote was responsible for turning your city into a criminal safe haven where criminals are allowed to commit heinous acts, including but not limited to armed robbery. And because of no cash bail policies or laws, they can be back on the street within a few hours. This is what's going on in New York City, where you just saw that a man named Mohammad Azeem forced another man in broad daylight on the New York subway system to commit lewd acts on him while at knife point. See, what's happening in New York is you have a bunch of liberal do-gooder people who have been shamed by their rich elite friends and their do-nothing politicians, or better yet, by politicians who have been incentivized to turn American cities into havens for criminal activity. And these people feel like if they vote for their own best interest, they are in some way betraying their political ideology or their political party. But there's only one problem. Self-preservation is the number one law of the jungle. And the more New York City and other major cities around America become jungles, the more you're going to have people who say to hell with this political party and start operating in the name of self-preservation. Guys, I live in California, one of the most liberal states in the union, the most. I'm not even going to pick a fight with anybody. I'm not even going to fight somebody probably if they tried to pick a fight with me. Because something that I know is that these radical liberal hipsters, they're packing heat. Go look at the numbers of the applications for concealed carry in the state of California, specifically in LA County, where all the liberals live. See, little Johnny and Mary Peggy Sue, who love illegal immigrants and no one's illegal and we need socialism and the government should take care of everybody. They realize that the situation that they've created in these liberal cities is totally untenable and totally unsafe. But rather than admit that they were wrong or move out of the state because their favorite bar and favorite coffee shop is a block away, they rather just go get a gun. They rather argue against the Second Amendment while at the same time taking full advantage of it. I'm telling you this, and I'm only going to tell you once. There are only two ways this can go. Either these cities devolve into total cesspools that are unfit to live in, and you fall victim to the criminal element of these cesspools, or you protect yourself from the criminal element of these cesspools. That's what little Mary and Johnny are doing. Blue no matter who Jimmy. They're packing heat. They know it's unsafe. They made it. They voted for it to be this way. And rather than take accountability and change their thinking and the way they vote when they go into that ballot box every couple of years, they would rather just buy a gun and use it on whoever tries to victimize them. I feel so sorry for the people of New York. They deserve so much better than Kathy Hochul, the governor, who on the same day as Mohammad Azeem was assaulting this man on the subway, was only just then signing a bill that would send billions of dollars to New York City in the name of keeping New York's subway system safe. You would have thought that immediately following the Jordan Neely situation, that Kathy Hochul and other New York representatives would have gone about the business of making the subway system of New York more safe, but they didn't. It took them this long. It took for Jordan Neely to die at the hands of Daniel Penny, for the entire country to be further divided over that situation, and then for an innocent man to be essayed in broad daylight on a New York subway train. For them to say, hey, maybe we should try to make the subway safer. To the citizens of New York, what do you want? What will it take for you to realize that you're making the wrong decisions politically, that you've been making the wrong decisions politically? It's so bad that the liberal mainstream media doesn't even want to discuss it unless they can spin it in a way that makes it about race. But you guys are doing the dying. You guys are the ones falling victim to these insane criminals and bloodthirsty transients who are allowed to maraud the New York subway system on a daily basis. Something's got to give. Something has got to give. All of a sudden, Kathy Hochul wants to enforce the law. Oh, we've signed a bill that would allow for involuntary removal of criminals and the mentally unstable from the New York subway system. Kathy, you had to sign a bill to do that? All Kathy Hochul needed to do was enforce the law. But just like Joe Biden, her political brother, she pretended like she was powerless to do what she had the right to do all along until more legislation was signed, empowering her to do something she already had the power to do. But what is their real goal? Their real goal is to put all types of earmarks and piggyback all types of nonsense into law with the new legislation. It's like me saying, it's like a parent locking their kid out the house. And they say, hey, I can't open the door for you. And the kid's like, well, why can't you open the door? Well, because I don't have the ability to open the door. But if you go to the store, grab milk and come back, by the time you come back with the milk, I'll be able to call a locksmith to open the door for you. But I can only do it if you go to the store and grab milk. Whole time, they're standing on the other side of the door and simply have to turn the latch to let you in. But they want milk. And they know by making you bring milk, making that a requirement for you to get access to the house, they'll get what they want. And then they'll also be able to drag out the process by employing a locksmith, which they obviously won't really do because they don't have to. They know they'll be able to use your adverse situation of being locked out the house to their advantage. This is exactly what these liberal Democrat politicians are doing with the people of New York and the people of the United States. Either let me take advantage of you this way, or I'm going to let criminals take advantage of you that way. The American people, just like the people of the city of New York, are being held hostage by liberal Democrat radicalized politicians. And it's time that we all stand up. We did good in the November elections, but we have to keep letting these people know you are not going to hold us hostage in our own country, and you're not going to hold us hostage in our own cities. Even if it takes us picking up arms and protecting ourselves from the criminal element. But this situation is unsustainable. And it pisses me off to know that any American has to deal with this. Thank you so much for watching this. Let me know what you think about this video in the comments, and let me know what you think about this situation that is unfolding in liberal cities all over America. Till the next time, please take care of yourselves, but most importantly, take care of each other. Peace.